No, I didn't cut my hair. Just back and a ponytail. Actually, it's more like a pigtail. I don't have enough hair grown back yet to be a real good ponytail. Alright, let's start right in with the news. The anthology, I'm just looking at what the taxes are going to be for the first part of, that's the thing, you know, taxes here, I'm sorry, property tax are marvelous, really low. My car insurance, however, this is a 21, going to be 22-year-old car. I'm paying like $900 a year. Anyway, I think that's because I got more than comprehensive. I wanted to have collision, and that costs a lot, so maybe that's it. The news, yes, confirmation really more than news. I've been talking about Diligence, the anthology that covers 1983 to 2003 for quite some time. And so I have a release date. January 9th, 2017. Barring any more problems with my distributor. Yes. It's funny now, sort of, in a non-funny way, I guess, but it wasn't very funny the other morning at 2:30 when I was uploading the WAV files. Now, all I did, and it's true, those of you who've been following this, I took them into the WavePad editor, and I just made sure the volumes, for the as best as possible on all the tracks, because they were all recorded at different times in different places, and all kinds of, there are songs side by side. One was done in a pro studio, the other one was done in my basement, and then, believe it or not, the basement stuff has more oomph, or more, more to it. Sound volume, you sound quality-wise in some respects than some of the studio stuff. It's a weird thing. I don't know. It was the way I mix. I mix hot. When I mixed. But so anyway, when I rendered them after the really small changes I made, I believe the bit rate, which is like the sampling kind of rate, the 16-bit. is sort of standard, but 24 bits better. And I think WavePad defaulted to 24. I mean, I just looked and I said, cool, great, that's better than 16. CD Baby, its website, its upload program will not take anything that's higher than 16-bit. It gave me this nasty message, and this was part of the problem. It said, your file is not CD quality. I was like, oh. Yeah, I mean, it's an inanimate object telling me, and I'm getting mad at it. I'm going, boy, good thing it was 2:30 in the morning and their customer support line wasn't. I was rip. I was mad. Fired off this nasty message saying, basically, what did you do? These files are always acceptable. They're in the WAV format. They've always been what you've wanted. What did you do? Called the next day because they didn't dare answer me back, I guess. And I just talked to a rep who was just reading me off. I could tell she was just reading what she was supposed to. I said, listen, have you ever been in a recording studio and done a project or a song? No. I said, well, you and I are not on the same page. Could you get me a supervisor? Anyway, the supervisor and I worked it out. What I had to do, briefly, was I had to make a CD of the new, WAV versions, then burn the CD import it into iTunes, but first go to preferences and set it for 16-bit wave, and the standard 44 megahertz. All 40 tracks had to be done that way. Not all in one at a time, you know, so it's disc 1, disc 2 type of deal. So, but it's done. Date set, artwork, they didn't give me any hassle over that, which I've had hassles with them in the past, over artwork, but no. So unless something else goes wrong, January 9th, which is a good month, plenty of time for it to be uploaded to all the stores. They said give them several weeks. I said, well, this will give them several weeks. But I mean, the final approval has to be me. They're going to send me an email when they've done their wizardry on their end, and then I have to make sure and approve. No typos, no this, no that. 'Cause once something's approved, you can't go back and change. That's kind of a sorry limitation of any of these, really. You can't go back and edit once you've approved the release. That's it. You can't change the text. You can't. Nothing. Even simple little things. No. Can't do it. So I have to listen. I'm pretty sure I didn't make any mistakes. Putting the wrong song file into the wrong title. But I got to go through just to be me. Make sure everything's just right. So that's really it. That's the big news, and I've already started advertising the thing on Twitter and on Facebook, and there'll be three, including the web commercial. There'll be 2 videos, one for Lovers in a Dangerous World, which has never been a single, but yet gained popularity in the mid-90s. By many people who took it as an analogy for AIDS, which it wasn't. It was simply about, the psychological minefields that were never an issue when my parents and that generation met and got married, but, since the share everything revolution in our species, suddenly it's like, you can't, getting involved with someone is dangerous because, they could, you don't know what you're stepping in. Or their families, I mean, it was about that more than an STD thing. But it got taken that way, that I was, lovers in a dangerous world. Oh, you might get AIDS. And no, that wasn't it at all. So, a video for that. I've already got the plans in my head. And then a new video for my first video that I ever gave a shot at making, thinking, if I can edit all these old movies of mine, why don't I make a music video? This is before I even thought of being online with a website or anything, which will be 10 years next year. The anniversary won't be till September, but I kind of plan on making 2017 my 10th anniversary of being online. The second, I guess it would be the second phase. Well, no, the second phase was me alone in the studio in my basement with no real input or no concern for anybody else, really. There was a little bit of peeking up from underneath my hovel, and I reissued all of my titles and had them only for sale at Rocket Records and Saugus, on consignment. They were the only store I deal with because they were always super supportive. The other stores that I had been on usually were condescending, towards, yeah, sure, we'll take 2 cop, yeah, blah, 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 that kind of thing. So, but really, phase 3, I guess, was the online. And that's what I'm currently still in, the online years. So, Song to the Moon will be the other video. And again, that was the first one, and it'll be probably the last one. I don't know. There's so many songs on Diligence that I never made videos for, like Rollerblade Girl. You know, I thought of doing that back in 2007 when Back in Business was issued, but I kept looking for images of rollerblading girls and stuff, you know, and they were all, like, inappropriate. You know, I wrote the song about a kid, not some vixen in super tight red shorts, you know, on rollerblades now. So, I nixed that whole idea. So I may not do anything else, you know, because again, you gotta remember, boredom, tired, mental energy. I have a book to finish, which I did get back to. I did a few more. It's like 26 now. And I've been debating, am I gonna cut this in half, put out 2 volumes? You know, if more than 80 or more than 60 poems, too much, you know. Do I want to put out 150 or some odd works in one volume and have it be this humongous thing? You know, impossible sort of to get through to you know. Or do I want to break this into 2? It would mess my plans up. Because the next project after this one was going to be Boston Dialect. But we'll see. Whatever. I mean, that's where we are. So, December 2nd it is, and all week I thought today was December 1st and my kidney appointment. Didn't realize it till Wednesday, late in the day, that December 1st was the next day. I was so mad. Like, argh. Ah! It's kind of how I feel. And this whole eye doctor thing is now dragging on and on again. This time I'm waiting to hear back, you know, from the cataract eye doctor, and they haven't called me. I called twice to my other doctor and said, why am I not hearing back from them? I'm not about to call them. You know, the onus is on them to call me. So anyway, that nonsense. The nonsense never ends. So I might as well not even mention it in these video blogs, because it just never ends. And I refuse to hit the 14 friggin' minute limitation on this again. I just got to get another card, memory card, a bigger one. Simple thing to buy. But I just don't feel like it. I could have bought one today. I was down at Office Depot. Didn't even think about it. Just wasn't why I was there. But, you know, why am I here? I don't know. Guess it's time to go then.